So emergency personnel have been deployed and they're assisting in flood-hit Margate in KwaZulu-Natal. Several deaths, we understand, have been reported there following heavy rains last night. Let's get the latest for you now from the provincial CoGTA departments, Nonala and Ndlovu, who joins me now via our phone line. Nonala, good morning to you and welcome. So there's a lot of activity on the ground in KwaZulu-Natal in these at-risk communities, Port Edward, Port Shepstone, Umkomaas and Scottburgh. What's the latest in terms of the areas that you are concerned about?
Good morning, Iman, and good morning to your viewers at home. Unfortunately, I'm unable to give the exact details at this point in time because the teams are on the ground and they are working on rescue operations at the moment. We are having a job meeting shortly, and we will be getting feedback from the practitioners on the ground, telling us the extent of what is happening on the ground and what is happening right now as we speak, and also taking stock of the damage that has happened on the ground up to now.
Well, then we must check back with you a little bit later on following that debrief so we can get a status update. Well, tell us what happened over the last couple of hours then. We understand level 5 warning in terms of rain, and we've seen historically KwaZulu-Natal bearing the brunt in terms of flooding and infrastructure damage when the rains do come. What are some of the biggest things you've been worried about over the last 24 hours?
Well, in last night, around about, I think from 1800 hours, we started receiving reports of rainfall. But around 8ish, we then got reports from the Port Shepstone or Uku side informing us that the rain was falling quite heavily on that side, and that a lot of buildings were flooded at that point, and there were electrical surges and everything related to that. There was also lightning as well. So we could see from the images and the videos that were circulating that the rainfall was quite heavy at that point, and the disaster management teams immediately were dispatched to the ground to try and assist with rescuing some of the residents and making sure that no life is lost. At this stage, we can't confirm if there is or there isn't life that is lost, but I'm sure by the end of the day we would have a better report once the teams have reported back on what has happened.
What would you say? I mean, how would you rate capacity at this point, Nonala?
Well, the extent of the damage is quite huge, and the teams at Ugu will definitely be needing reinforcement. We do have our social partners already having volunteered to go and assist. There can never be enough capacity when we're dealing with something of this magnitude, but we are hoping that the teams that are on the ground will be able to make a meaningful impact on the citizens that are located in that area.
What provision has been made in terms of evacuation and housing people who are now homeless?
As I indicated at the start of the interview, that I will have more detailed information a bit later when the teams have actually reported in terms of where are the people housed now. We know that the community halls are open, but at this stage we don't have full details in terms of where we were able to rescue the people to, because some of the halls we understand may have been flooded as well. So I will have that information by the end of the day.
All right, Nonala and Ndlovu, let me let you go then. Chief Director for Communications for the CoGTA department in KwaZulu-Natal, as Nonala is saying, expecting to have a debrief with all of their agencies in the next hour or so to determine exactly what the status is and how those deployments of both emergency services and community relief are going to be rolled out. So we definitely will check back in with her a little bit later on. But as it stands, extreme warnings, weather warnings there, particularly in the southeastern areas of KwaZulu-Natal. And if you are there, be very, very careful.